Testing. Okay, good afternoon. I don't know why this time is saying 6:59 and this is 7 p.m. They're supposed to be the same clock. Anyway, doesn't matter. If anyone has any links to any always on top um, clocks, that would be great because the one I used to use, Google doesn't support it anymore, and yeah, I can't seem to get it. Well, this is the best one I found because I can, but it doesn't show me seconds and the time is wrong. So I'm just gonna take it out. All right, so we're gonna do a trading recap. I haven't done one in such a while. Yeah, it's been so long. And the reason why is because when I finish trading, I don't really have the time like I do right now to go over this and do a recording. Um, So anyway, today was pretty good in terms of read. We took one loser today because I thought we were in a climax, and then the rest of the day was pretty good. We had a small pullback bull trend, but the way, as usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the day um, and what I think is happening in the market, and then I'll talk about my trades. So let's start with I was going to say, should we start with the weekly chart? So the weekly chart here. Um, we're trying to get to the August high, and I think, I mean, I know I've been looking at some very interesting. No, this is not the measured move I'm thinking about. I think we do have a measured move from here. Okay, we've reached that measured move already. That was a breakout. So today we actually broke above this, I think. Was that today? No. Okay, so this measured move target actually was yesterday. We reached that yesterday. So that is where the FOMC reversed from. So you can imagine that was yesterday's candle, and we kind of reversed. So we'll talk about that in a second. So first of all, we'll talk about the weekly. The way I'm reading this, yeah, me and my coughs. The way I'm reading this is, I really think this is a wedge, and I think this is a climax. It does look like a breakout above above a trading range. So you can imagine this is the top of the range. It's the first test, second test. We went sideways, two-legged correction, and then a breakout, and it looks like it wants to get even higher. But I'm reading this as a wedge top only because we're also making higher lows, right? So this is the bottom of the wedge. In fact, let me have a look. Because if this, okay, no, it doesn't. It's gone below it. I mean, sometimes that happens. You get an overshoot and then it tests the other side. But I'm seeing this as a wedge, and this is a double top, and therefore it's a wedge in the trading range because you have three pushes down. 1, 2, 3. So this is also a wedge here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, and this is a double top. So right now we are testing the top of this range, and if I'm correct, there are some buyers who bought here and they're out break even, so therefore we should start getting some selling, right? In fact, there's some other cool measured moves based on this level, and I think some based on this as well. I think if you did buy here, and then you bought here, your break evens here, but that's by the by. Anyway, so this is the weekly chart. We've had two attempts up. We had a little bit of a small trading range over here. We had a breakout, and we've had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive. Well, I would say probably 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive bull weeks. This is a very strong breakout, but it looks like a second leg trap to me. And I reckon if we get a tail based on tomorrow or the day after's price action, I think we're going to get a bear bar here, just like we have over here. So next week will probably be a red week. This is what I think. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the daily chart. Let me just pull the daily chart out. All right. Daily chart. All right. I did put that measured move target here. All right. So again, the August high, right? We tested that again today. Massive bull bar, and this is the biggest bar appearing in all the maybe apart from these, but this is where the trend really started, and it's the biggest bar in the trend. It's coming late in a trend. One pullback, two pullback, three. This is a wedge. All right. Although the thing about this wedge is that we have a lot of bull bars. This is not a bear bar. If this was a bear bar, I would definitely be convinced that we're going down. But this is a bull bar as well. So if we had here, we had a two-legged correction, right? One, two, so second attempt high, and therefore, I remember on this day I wasn't too sure we are going higher because of the way we came out. But I remember looking at this and I said, well, this is a high two, so two-legged correction above the moving average. We're probably going higher. If you notice, we have not even touched the MA. We're still very far from the MA. So chances, I think we're on the 9 MA. Let me just put the 9 MA in the chart. EMA. EMA. 9. I mean 9 or 10, whichever. Oh, and then one more thing. Oh, we're not even touching the 9 either. Price change. Yeah, we're not even touching the 9 either. So this is pretty strong. This is really strong. You know, it's different if we're holding the 9, but here we're not. We're really, really far away from the 9. So this is really, really strong. It's probably a 5 moving average. But like I said, this for me is an overshoot. We're going, it looks like we're going above. This is the electronic trading hours chart. Notice also this level, there's a gap between this high and this bar low. So this gap also ensures the fact that we're going higher. We also have a gap between this bar and any price up here. So this trend is very, very, very strong. But if it's a trading range, all these gaps are going to close. So like I said, we're either going to go sideways like this here and then break out, or we're going to get a big bar that will come and test this moving average and then probably come and try and get down here or even have a second leg down from this and head down to another price level. Yeah, and the reason why I think that as well, like Al says, this is so much selling that he reckons we're probably going to have a second leg down, and I think that's true. All right, so coming in today, I remember saying to a few friends, I was like, the moment we start producing overlapping bars like this, we should expect the next bar to, if anything, sell off maybe and then go higher, right? When we have, overlapping bars are here, so we expect a trading range. But when we start getting bars closing on their highs and the next bar is gapping up, we have all these, look at this gap closed here. But the moment, actually these gaps are closing. The moment you're having this situation, you should expect the trend to continue, right? So that's literally what today was about. And I think coming in today, there was a bit of that sort of thinking behind most things. I did. Oh, another thing. Oh, we have a tail. Oh, yes, of course we have a tail. We had a doji here, so of course we're going to get a tail. And I'm going to explain why I am expecting a tail up here after seeing this doji. I mean, actually, I'll talk about it now. We have sellers. This bar went all the way down and then pushed back up. So the sellers here will sell again once they have the opportunity to. So they push the bar down as far as they can, and therefore we're going to get more selling. And in fact, right now, you can already see we have a red bar. I think the market is closed. Oh, it's open. All right, so we have an overshoot, but that's obviously after the fact. So I'll just put the daily chart back onto the other screen, and now let's go into the 1 hour. So there was something really interesting. My friend was talking about, we were looking at the 1 hour chart yesterday. We had the FOMC on this day, and we have over 20 bars. I think we have over 20 bars. Let's see, let's count. How many bars between here and there? 31 bars. So yeah, we have between here and here we have over 20 bars. And the 20 bar gap by essentially whenever we have that many bars, the first time we test the moving average, we usually make a new high. So in fact, based on that yesterday, he actually bought, this is the moving average on the 1 hour. He actually bought here, hoping that we'll make a new high yesterday, but it didn't actually happen. I think he got here because of this apex. We have an apex here from a triangle. So usually the market, whenever we create a triangle, the market is going to come and test this price because this is an area of agreement. In fact, we have another triangle here, so there's a chance we could come and test this price here. Anyway, expanding triangle. So yeah, he bought this based on the fact that there's a 20 gap bar buy. We probably will go higher. Oh, just 1 second. Just remembered something. Okay, yeah, we're good. So that was actually cool. I mean, I did some trading over here, and I'll talk about some of my trades here. But really, I want to talk about today. This day was just a few scalps and a few things about this day I didn't really like. And I'll talk about them uh, later. All right, so yeah, like I said, we gapped up, right? Well, we gapped down, right? So whenever I have a gap down, I'm always looking to see whether we're gonna get like a wedge or a double bottom, double top. And I was watching NQ, and NQ, what was interesting is if you look at the tick chart here, we have a wedge bottom. And we have no, this is the previous. Oh, yes, today we have a wedge bottom, so chances are we're going higher. And then we now had a micro wedge top, 1, 2, 3. So that means we're pulling back. And because NQ was doing that at the open here, ES wasn't really. ES had a wedge 1, 2, 3. So chances are we're going up to test this high. Okay, and that was my trade plan. I was like, well, we have a wedge bottom. We should try and test this high. So I went long here. And got out, yeah, around there, which is around this high. But anyway, so that was the idea. But it was difficult to go long because, like I said, I was looking at NQ and ES at the same time, and the more I saw NQ on this wedge, I thought, are we going to get a second leg down? Because this is a very strong down. Are we going to do that? And is ES not really complying at the moment? Are we going to get a... So I was not really sure. It was until this bar closed really strongly on its high. At this point, I was like, okay, this is a buy the close setup. I'm going to go long. So I just hit the market, bought the contracts. At the same time, I now bought contracts on NQ. Now, my issue with NQ is because I wasn't so convinced with its rally, I was losing conviction on many things. Now I typically like to go for 50 points. I went for 25 and held some all the way here, and I think I got like 48, or it actually got up here, and then it pulled back, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna take this. I said, whilst this looks like a small pullback bull trend, because this looked like a nice breakout, it could also be a climax in the sense that we have this 1, 2, 3. It's a wedge. So I thought, are we going to come back down? We have a lot of selling here yesterday. We're going to get a second leg. It wasn't really what I was expecting, even though we have a wedge here, 1, 2, 3, and therefore we're going to try and get up here, right? Which is exactly what happened. We got all the way up there, and that was wedge. And I wasn't really sure about it at the time. And one of the things that really bothered me about yesterday's price action was, I don't know if you can tell, but I sold here, which is formal selling, no setup, so got out for a loss. Bought here, and it was a really weak buy, very late in the trend. Didn't want to hold, got out, and then bought here, got out, bought here, got out. So I was in a loss, and I didn't like what I was doing. Sold here again, and I don't know. Yeah, I think I had a double top. Sold here, ignored the fact that we had all these bars. I thought it was a double top, maybe it was a major trend reversal. Got out. Then sold here, got out. All these were losses, and I was just not enjoying my day. Bought here, got out. Bought here, got out, because I thought this was probably a breakout, but it was a trap. It was a bull trap, second leg trap. And if you think about it, look, the trend started here, 1, 2, 3. I didn't like the fact that I was just not committing to any of the trades. So at this point, I just left it. Here, these were a lot better. I sold here. These were moving really quickly, and I thought, well, this has got a tail here. We're probably going to get out. So I got out here really quickly. Bought here. It went all the way up. No, actually, I bought here, went all the way up, came back down, bought some more, and then got out over here. So this was about 5 points. So this was $50, which was good. Bought here, bought some more, and then got out there and decided, okay, I'm not having a great day. And that was yesterday on NQ. So I didn't like the way I was trading it, in the sense I kept on buying the high of the ranges and selling the bottom of the ranges. So today I decided I'm going to try and hold a bit longer, and it kind of did that quite well. At least over here was mostly scalping. Then what happened? I think I had to go some. Oh yeah, I decided. I was like, maybe this is a climax wedge. I'm gonna go take the double top. This is a nice double top wedge top. 1, 2, 3. So I thought maybe we might go down here. Didn't want to sell this bar, only just because we have too many bull bars. So sold this instead. Bad sell though because of this tail, but I still took it anyway. Um, and I sold again here. My stop was above this bar, and I got stopped out. I thought, okay, fine. It's probably not a bull trend. It's probably not a bear trend. This looks like it's going to be a small pullback bull trend. I went long above these two bull bars because this is a buy to close setup, and I added on this one here. I wish I added on the pullback, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So my average is around here, and then I held this thing all the way here. I had this measured move marked out based on, why did I get out here? I got out of this measured move because I was looking at the wrong chart. So I had this range and I thought, okay, let me get out of this measured move here, which is where most traders got out. And then I was looking at the 20k chart and I saw a very big bull bar and I thought, oh, it's probably exhaustion on the 20k, but it wasn't. I was reading the chart wrong, and I was looking, like I said, looking at the wrong chart. If I look at the 20k, I'll show you exactly what I mean. It'll take some time to load up, and therefore, here we go. So here we go. This bar, imagine when it showed up, I was like, this is the biggest bar in the whole trend. At 3 pushes, 1, 2, 3. It's probably exhaustion. This is like a final flag. This whole thing, we're probably going to reverse. Even though a part of me felt that, we haven't touched the other side of the channel yet. We haven't tested it, so maybe it's not a good sell. But I was like, yeah, but we overshot it here. We'll make one more high and go down. So I thought, okay, maybe this is the sell. And this is a second leg trap and it's a wedge. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, I misread it. I then now noticed after I'd gotten out that it was on the 20k and not the 6k. And therefore everything was still intact. As you can see, we're still in the channel. We tested the channel here, went sideways, tested it again, went sideways, and of course we overshot it. And that was the next time where I thought, oh my god, I messed this up. I'm so annoyed I got out here, but I wish I had held till the other side of the channel. And then this is something I'm going to start doing from now on. Once we get to the other side of the channel, I'm going to take a short to try and get to the other side, because that's literally what that was. There was a really good entry over here. Possibly better to take this or this. I could have taken it all the way down to this price, all the way here. You can see they bought that price when it got to this part of the channel, because I think some traders were doing that. What else? NQ, similar thing. Oh, so we had a 20 gap bar buy here. Again, after 20 bars above the moving average, I like to buy the first bull bar. I didn't want to buy ES because my average price was here, so it just didn't make sense to just buy here. I wish if it was a bit higher, or maybe not higher, but if it was below, I definitely would have bought it. NQ, I could have bought it earlier. I was distracted. I was just going to go for 50 points. I ended up going for 50, but I didn't want to take the profits because I thought, this isn't a trend. It's probably going to go higher. But I was like, well, stick to your plan. So I got my 50 points and left it. Yeah, so that was this whole thing. At least it was great for that reason. Same issue over here that I did the prior day. Didn't really like the way I traded that. But yeah, so what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? As I said, we have, I'll just bring the 15-minute. We have a lot of selling here. Prior day, lots of selling. We made another push up and we started to sell again. We broke this moving average on this day, so I think we're going to even go lower. We're in a channel here, so you can imagine maybe this is a spike pullback channel. I think this is a different spike pullback channel, and therefore this is going to have a second leg. This is pretty strong. The channel is actually quite tight. So if anything, we'll maybe get a double top and then sell off. That's what I think. But, you know, with trading, anything can happen, right? You should always be prepared for both, all scenarios. Anyway, otherwise, I think today was a really good day. More so because, like I said, I like the fact that I did take this setup. I was very antsy at the open. I wanted to take a trade on the first bar. I said, there's no setup. You need to chill. Then caught the second one and then just took it from there. All right, that is my trading recap. I don't know. I was going to talk about something else. I started to trade the Apex evals. I'm almost at the price target. I still have my performance accounts, but because I'm in such a huge drawdown, I lost my confidence and I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it again. And I started the evals last week and I've almost reached the profit target. So I basically stopped trading them today after we made that move and then only traded one account for this second move, only just because I don't want it to get to a profit target yet. Now, why am I saying that? I don't know. I think I just thought I'd just share that in case anyone might be inspired by it. I'm by no means trying to teach anyone anything. I had a little rough encounter with a YouTuber today. Um, I think they got the impression I was trying to teach them, and I was really just trying to share my ideas. Um, I've decided I'm not even going to engage anything with anyone on YouTube for that reason because I think I started to notice that I think there is this sort of community online that feels they have something to prove to people, and I really by no means I'm trying to prove anything to anybody. I only set up this channel because it was really my journal, um, and I like to sort of record things to remind myself in future. I mean, if you look through my videos, you see all my hiccups, um, and yeah, I don't think I'm a bad trader. I think I have learned a lot from people like Al Brooks. I've learned a lot from people in my Discord channel. I'm not trying to sell any courses. I'm not the course type of person, but I've made some really good friends, and I do really believe that if you really work hard at doing this, you can make it work. Um, and anyone who wants to learn, I always like to share wherever I can. So, anyway, I think I've spoken enough. All right, so I'm going to try my best to do more recaps. And I like some of the feedback I've gotten. Some people have been really, really, really nice and so helpful with their feedback, and anything is always good. Um, like, please share as much as you can. Let's all do this together and become really good at it. All right, guys.